elections, and we have a typical scenario. Lots of banners, lots of colors. Go out and vote. We get the whole day. You hear on the radio, people, don't miss your chance, folks. Go out and vote. But it's half empty. Nobody is coming to vote, and it's just one of those typical election things. People don't trust. They don't feel like getting up, going driving to the place, because why? Why don't people have that urge? I mean, in lots of countries, we've had instances with people would die. They've done revolutions just to have this privilege. Why is it that here in the United States we have people who willingly want to just let go of their vote? They don't believe in it. Why don't they believe? Because of the politicians. It's not the people's fault. We're not going to blame them for being lazy. No, they just lost their faith, their trust in the system. Why do you say? Well, a lot of reasons. One of them is the fact that many of these politicians, since they form a part of the high status elite, they throughout the years in their career, their political, these are professional politicians, the ones that go to school for it, get good grades, the guys who wear a knitted vest. These are professional politicians, and they've become so distant. They're so far away from people. The average Joe just doesn't believe in those guys. They respond only to an elite, and that's why people no longer feel represented. Let's not forget that we don't have a system here like they do in France. It's the electoral college that votes, and we're talking about presidency. We'll have that in November. But right now, in these local, not so expensive days of elections, it's simpler. You could even go out and see the wannabe representative. You could meet them, but still there's that distance. You don't feel represented because it's either a very polished university graduate who has never even gone out on a normal Sunday and doesn't even know what the people want, or he is, as they will proudly announce, a very successful businessman. And I'm hearing this constantly. It's like, I want to go, no, if you're a candidate who's sincere, you had good, reasonable demands. I mean, if you have good propositions, if you have really brilliant ideas to fix our society, but no, you'll just hear really worn out phrases like, I'm your best choice, typical slogans that are worn out, have lost their charm, and they just mention he's a successful guy, the shine, the glamour, and we don't need that. We need real, honest people who come from the people. As socialist as that might sound, it is not. It is the people's right to have candidates who really represent them, not the typical stereotype of a professional politician. We need people that come from below, because only they can respond to the real people's demands. When we stay at home and have that indulgent, laid-back attitude, I don't believe in the system, why should I get up and bother to vote? Well, that's the wrong attitude, and even if you don't feel represented by all the candidates you see here, it's the right spirit that we need to have as a people is to go out and vote, even if you don't like the person you're voting for, because that's the essence of what democracy is. And the problem with democracy is that it's like the internal structure of say, capitalism. Capitalism at this moment is at its worst economic crisis, and whether or not they admit it, we're in a really bad situation, folks. And as a consequence of that, democracy is in danger. So even if, like I said, even if you don't like the people, just go out and vote, because if you do not, we're corrupting our professional politicians. We're corrupting them even further. They get laid back, they don't care, they go out and do their business with the ballots and all that stuff that they love to do, especially with those new electronic devices. And what do we do? What do we have in the end? An even worse system. So if you don't like them, doesn't matter, vote for the bad guy if you don't care, because in the end you're going to push them into that great race, which is the essence of democracy. So let's just hope that somebody has a good idea and a good politician does come up